Imagine waking up one morning and you can't stop moving. Your feet won't listen. Your body won't obey. You dance and dance and dance for days, for weeks, until your feet bleed, until your heart gives out. This isn't fiction. This actually happened. In 1518, 400 people danced themselves to death, and nobody to this day knows why. The year is 1518, the city of Strasbourg, now modern-day France. But back then, a place of suffering. Famine had swept through the region for 2 brutal years. Disease was everywhere. People were starving. The poor were desperate. The church was their only hope. But hope was running out. It was in this broken, desperate city that one woman changed everything. Her name was Frau Trophia, and on a warm July morning in 1518, she walked into the street, and she began to dance. Nobody asked her to. Nobody was playing music. She just danced for hours, without stopping, without resting. Her husband watched in horror. Neighbors gathered. By nightfall, she was still going. By the 3rd day, her feet were bleeding through her shoes. By the 7th day, she still couldn't stop. And that's when things got truly terrifying. Within 1 week of Frau Trophia's first dance, 34 other people had joined her. They didn't choose to. They simply started dancing. One by one. Man, woman, young, old. It didn't matter. Within a month, the number had exploded to 400 people, all dancing, uncontrollably. In the streets of Strasbourg, the city descended into chaos. Families begged their loved ones to stop, but they couldn't. Physicians were called. They examined the dancers. Their conclusion? Hot blood. That was their medical diagnosis. Hot blood. And their cure? More dancing. The city authorities, in a decision that history will never forgive, hired musicians to play for the dancers. They built a wooden stage in the town square. They brought in professional dancers to keep them company. They genuinely believed that if the people just danced it out, they would recover. They were catastrophically wrong. People began dying. Heart attacks, strokes, exhaustion. Some collapsed and never woke up. At the peak of the plague, 15 people were dying every single day. 15, every day, from dancing. So, what was actually happening? Historians and scientists have been arguing about this for 5 centuries, and the answers they've found are more disturbing than the plague itself. Let's look at the leading theories, and I'll tell you which one I believe is true. Theory 1, mass psychogenic illness. This is what most historians believe today, also known as mass hysteria. The idea is simple but chilling. The people of Strasbourg were under unbearable stress. Famine, disease, death, fear. Their minds simply broke, and the breakdown expressed itself physically through uncontrollable movement. We've seen this before in history. In 1962, a laughing epidemic broke out in Tanzania. Students couldn't stop laughing for months. Schools had to shut down. The human mind, under enough pressure, can make the body do things it cannot control. But here's what makes Strasbourg different. This wasn't just trembling or twitching. This was coordinated, rhythmic dancing. For weeks on end, mass hysteria doesn't fully explain that. Theory 2, ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus. It grows on rye, the main grain eaten by the poor in medieval Europe. When ingested, it causes hallucinations, convulsions, uncontrollable muscle spasms. Some historians believe the starving people of Strasbourg were eating ergot-contaminated bread, and the dancing was actually violent, uncontrolled convulsions. This sounds convincing until you realize one thing. Ergot poisoning causes people to fall, not dance in rhythmic patterns for weeks. So ergot alone doesn't explain it either. Theory 3, religious curse. This is what the people of 1518 believed. They believed Saint Vitus had cursed them. Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancers, was believed to inflict dancing madness on those who angered him. And the cure? Pilgrimage to his shrine. This is actually what eventually ended the plague. The authorities abandoned the music and the stage, and instead sent the dancers to the shrine of Saint Vitus. And there, the dancing stopped. Was it the pilgrimage? Was it the removal of the music? Or was it simply time? Nobody knows. But let me tell you the details that history books leave out. The ones that keep historians up at night. Frau Trophia, the woman who started it all. What happened to her? She was eventually taken away by authorities, sent to a shrine, and was never mentioned in historical records again. She simply vanishes from history. A woman who triggered one of the most bizarre events in human history. Gone. Then there are the musicians. The city hired professional musicians to play for the dancers. Think about that for a moment. They watched people dying in front of them, and they kept playing because the authorities told them to. Some accounts suggest the musicians themselves began showing signs of the plague, as if the madness was contagious even to those who watched. And perhaps most disturbing of all, the children. Historical records show that children as young as 7 were among those afflicted. 7-year-old children, dancing until they collapsed in the streets of a medieval city, while their parents watched helplessly. I want you to really sit with that image for a moment. A street full of hundreds of people, dancing against their will, bleeding, exhausted, terrified, unable to stop, while the city plays music for them and calls it medicine. Here's what truly haunts me about the dancing plague. It wasn't the last time something like this happened. In 1374, just over a century before Strasbourg, a dancing plague swept through Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Thousands of people affected across multiple cities. In 1237, a group of children in Germany reportedly danced from Erfurt to Arnstadt, 20 kilometers, without stopping. Some collapsed and never recovered. And in modern times, as recently as 2011, in Leroy, New York, 18 high school students developed uncontrollable tics and twitching. The cause was eventually attributed to mass psychogenic illness. The same diagnosis as Strasbourg. 500 years later, different country, different century, same mystery, which tells us something deeply unsettling about human nature. When we are pushed to our absolute limits, when fear and suffering and hopelessness reach a certain point, the human mind finds a way to break. And sometimes, that breaking looks like dancing. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most unsolved mysteries. Was it mass hysteria? Poisoning? A genuine curse? 500 years of investigation, and we still don't have a definitive answer. Maybe we never will. But here's what I keep coming back to. For 100 ordinary people in one ordinary city, destroyed by something invisible, something that came from within, if that doesn't make you question everything you think you know about the human mind, I don't know what will. What do you think caused the dancing plague? Drop your theory in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want more stories that history tried to hide, subscribe, because we're just getting started.